Hello, welcome back to my channel. So I thought today it would be fun to do an everyday makeup routine. I definitely don't wear makeup every day, but on the days where I want to feel a bit more put together or I'm taking photos and filming, then these are the favourite products that I love to use. And I thought it would be good to do a Q&A so you can get to know me a bit better. So I did ask some questions over my Instagram, so as I'm doing my makeup I'm going to be answering some of these questions. I've already done my skincare this morning, so we're just going to kick right off with foundation. This is the bareMinerals Complexion Rescue, which is a lovely glowy base for every day. And I just like to put it on a damp beauty blender. It is just such a lovely everyday kind of foundation. It's definitely on the lighter side, but you can build it a bit if you want a little bit more coverage. And as I'm doing this, I thought I'd start off with one of the first questions. So someone's asked, what is your favourite piece in your wardrobe? I would probably say it's not something very exciting, but I've got these mum jeans from Topshop that I wear all the time. I've had them for a couple of years now, but they've lasted so well, and they're just like the perfect fit. They say they're mum jeans, but they're probably a mixture between a skinny and a mum jean. They're so flattering, they fit really nicely on the leg, fit really well on the waist, which I just think is so hard to find in jeans these days. You know, when you find a good pair of jeans, you don't want to let them go. That is what I have with this pair. I will have them linked below. And next up, we're going to do concealer. This is my favourite concealer. It's the Maybelline Instant Eye Age Eraser. It does normally come with a sponge on the top, but I have just cut it off because it doesn't really feel like a very hygienic part of having this product. But apart from that, I love it. The coverage is really, really good. It is great under the eyes for hiding those dark circles. I think I've been buying this concealer for about over 5 years now. It's just a really, really good product and nice and affordable as well. And I normally buy this a couple of shades lighter than my foundation just because I want it to really brighten under my eyes. So this is in the shade Fair, and it just works really well at brightening that area. I just take any leftover and put it on my chin, just because I do get a little bit of discoloration there, and then I just cover up any blemishes or little scars from old spots as well. Next question, someone has asked about my teeth. I actually haven't mentioned it on YouTube, but I've been having Invisalign. I actually started at the end of April last year and it's gone so quickly. I've now finished all of my trays, which is so exciting. I've had whitening on my top teeth. I also had a little bit of bonding. I just had bonding on 2 of my front teeth, just to make my teeth look a bit more symmetrical, but I really wanted to make sure that they still looked like my natural teeth. And now I'm just waiting to get my attachments taken off my bottom teeth. If you haven't had Invisalign, attachments are basically like very small composite dots that are put on your teeth while you've got your trays, because they just help them clip in. So I'm waiting for those to be taken off, and I'll do some whitening on my bottom teeth. And then I think I'm going to have bonding, but on just like one tooth. For a long time I debated about whether I should get Invisalign. I've always been really insecure about my teeth. I really hated the shape of them. They were so crowded, especially on my bottom teeth. I hated the colour of them. I am so glad that I've been doing it. It's been really easy actually. So happy with the results. I feel so much more confident smiling. If you go back to my Instagram, you'd see that I never smiled with my teeth because I just felt so insecure about them. And now I just feel really, really confident, and I'm so grateful. I'll actually put the details of my dentist below because he is amazing and really, really lovely. And actually, if people be a bit more interested to hear about my journey in full and hear about Invisalign and how it works, I'd be happy to do a proper video on it. Next, I'm just going to add a bit of a contour. I've got this very cute mini Hoola bronzer by Benefit. I basically just use it on my cheekbones as a contour, and then on my jaw as well, which looks pretty crazy, but I will blend it out. I've been really liking this brush for blending out my contour. It's from bareMinerals. It's called their Blooming brush, but it's a really good angular brush, so it's just perfect for kind of blending out the cheekbones. I have had quite a few questions of people asking my age. I am 28. When I've actually mentioned this before on Instagram stories, I get a few replies of people really surprised, which I will take as a compliment because I think that means that they think I'm younger and not older than 28. I actually can't believe that I'm going to be 30 next year. That blows my mind. In my mind I think I'm like 22 or 23, but yeah, I'm definitely making my way to the 30s. I don't normally make a big fuss over my birthday, but I think for 30 it kind of does warrant something special. So I don't know, maybe a nice holiday, treat myself to a special bag or something. And then I do also put a little bit of the contour on my nose, just so it looks a little bit more defined. So I just take the brush and very lightly go down the sides of my nose and then just run it along the tip like that. And then just blend it in as well so it looks nice and subtle, but I find that just adds a little bit more dimension to my face. I was about to move on to bronzer and I nearly forgot one of the most fun parts of doing my makeup, and it is highlighter. This is the Iconic London Illuminating Drops. This is amazing. I got this back in November, I think, on Look Fantastic, and it is incredible. It basically comes with this pipette. You only need a really, really small amount, so I just apply a drop or two along my cheekbones, sometimes a little bit under my eyebrow and then on my temples as well. And with a tiny little bit I just put the end on my nose, which looks a bit silly, but I just blend it out with my beauty blender and it gives such a lovely highlight. I feel like with highlight it just instantly makes you look so much more awake and refreshed. Hopefully you can see it's just a really nice glow on the skin. Right, so for my next question, someone has said leak the skincare routine. I have quite sensitive skin, so I've kind of been trying out products that work for me, products that don't. I actually had quite a bad flare-up on my skin back in December, so I've really stripped back what I use. If you're interested in seeing a proper skincare like morning and evening routine, I could definitely film that, so let me know below. But in summary, what I've been using is the Cerave Cleanser, which is a really lovely gentle cleanser. It doesn't dry out your skin after using it, which is what I found with other ones. It's really, really lovely. And I've also really been enjoying the Ordinary products. Hyaluronic acid, the Matrixyl, the niacinamide are really great for anti-aging, reducing the appearance of pores and just for hydrating the skin, so I do like to use those as well. And then in my recent favourites video I did run through my new moisturiser that I've been really loving, as well as a really great sun cream as well. I am just applying some bronzer, and this is my Rimmel Radiance Brick, which is really cheap. I think this is £6 or £7, and it comes with loads of different colours, so it's just great swirling it all together for a lovely glow on the skin, and it just warms up the face really nicely. Do let me know if you'd like to see a proper in-depth video all about my skin. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I feel like that instantly makes me look so much more healthy, just adds a really lovely glow to the skin. Especially when you feel really pale in winter, it's nice to have some bronzer just to make you look a little bit more sun-kissed. I've had quite a few questions all about Instagram. When did I start my Instagram? How did I grow my page? What would I recommend for other people doing the same? Before I get into that, I'll just do some blusher. This is my bareMinerals Gen Nude blusher in the shade Peachy Keen. I've always had Instagram. For years I just used it as a personal page just for sharing stuff with my friends, but it was back in, it was at the end of 2016, at the start of 2017. I was actually training to be a solicitor, so I was working in this legal job which just wasn't for me. I was really bored and I felt like I didn't have anything that I felt passionate about, so I started a blog just as something to channel all of this like extra energy into that I felt like I wasn't using anywhere. And it was a fashion and lifestyle blog, so I wrote about things like fashion, what was new in my wardrobe, talked about going to university, trying to find jobs, all of those things that I was going through at that time, because I thought if I'm feeling like this, there've got to be other people that feel lost like me as well. And I really enjoyed doing it actually. It was a really nice way just to express myself. I didn't feel like I had any other ways of doing it at that time. As I launched my blog, I changed up my Instagram and began posting a lot of fashion content alongside it. And for years really, it was just a hobby. I worked full time, and all throughout working other jobs, it was something I just did purely in my evenings and on my weekends. But I really, really enjoyed it, and that was fulfilling to me. Anyway, so that was back in 2017. And then since then I worked in loads of other jobs doing comms and marketing, and then I ended up working as a personal shopper because that was what I was really passionate about, and I gradually began cutting down my hours. So I went from 5 days a week to working 4 days a week to working 3 days a week, and and it was very, very slow and gradual, and in that time my Instagram was very slowly building. I remember posting stories celebrating that I got 3,000 followers on Instagram because that was such a big deal to me. I think when I started making my Instagram I had 600 followers, and then a couple of years ago I was able to go full-time with Instagram. It was actually due to COVID, not being able to work anymore, meant that I had all of this free time just to really channel it into my account and to really take it seriously. I'd always wanted to go full-time with Instagram, but it seemed like something that was years and years off. And I'm so grateful. Obviously COVID has been an incredibly tough time, but actually that's something that I'm so glad it worked out how it did. So I hope that makes sense. I'm just going to quickly do my eyebrow. This is the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim Pencil. I've been raving about this because it is such a great product. It's really easy to use, and as you can see it's dual ended, so you've got a little brush at one end and then this really great pencil at the other. I will come in closer so you can see, but I like to draw underneath my brow first just to give it a nice outline, and then I just gradually build, and then when it gets to the front of the brow I just really lightly brush up like so. This is very close, but as you can see it just really nicely fills in the brow and looks very natural. So I'm just going to do the other one now. So that is how my brows look just with that pencil. I really, really love it. I'll have everything linked down below, but if you had to buy one thing, I'd probably recommend this because it is so easy to use. And then I'm just going to set my brows with this. It's the Brow Friends Forever. It's their BFF gel. This is amazing. I've tried loads of different gels because my brows do move around quite a bit in the day, but this is the only thing I've tried that actually properly holds them in place. Going back to Instagram, so that is kind of my journey and how I started. So it's been 5 years of working on it. I think some people think you can just grow like that overnight, and I'm sure it's true for some people, but I think for the majority it takes a really long time. For my eyes, I'm just going to do a very light kind of everyday makeup look. This is my Naked Honey palette from Urban Decay, which is so beautiful. I'm going to use the shade Sweet, which is this really lovely lighty taupe colour, and just run that in the crease. And then for the questions about how to grow on Instagram, I heard people give this advice years ago and I thought, yeah, that's a good one, but what is the actual secret here? Am I missing like this main secret to cracking Instagram? But it really is having consistency. You have to be on it, posting really regularly and really sticking to that. So people know that when they follow you, they're gonna get good content. And honestly, that was one of the main ways that I think my Instagram grew. Especially back in the early days. Interaction with other accounts, engaging with people, putting in the time and the effort. And I think that that comes across as well, like when you follow somebody who is really active, who's really engaging to watch, or who seems to genuinely care. For me personally, that's what draws me in. So I would definitely say consistency, but also in the last couple of years, Instagram has changed a lot. And the next big thing would be Reels. I think just watching short form videos has become the new normal for us. I think as an audience we've got a smaller attention span maybe than we did before. I love just watching really short videos that I find really interesting. So definitely Reels as well have been massive in how I've grown. So those are my tips, but I would say there's no big secret. Just make sure that you're providing something of value to your audience. So you're creating content that's entertaining? Are you creating content that's informative and educating your audience? Are you creating content that highlights your personality? All of these different things you need to consider. And when you find your niche, that is when you become very attractive. People want to follow you because they know that you're going to create content that they are interested in. You know, some people think Instagram's really easy, that it requires no work. I have worked at a law firm, I have worked in loads of different demanding jobs, and I have worked hard, but genuinely doing this has been the hardest that I've ever worked. And I guess part of that is because you're a one-man band, like you don't have colleagues, you don't have a line manager to check your work, you are just going about it yourself. There's the administrative side, there's having strategy, building brand relationships, chasing invoices, interacting on stories, on your feed, on Reels, on TikTok, on YouTube. There are so many elements to doing this job, which I think some people overlook or some people scrutinise, but I absolutely love doing what I do. it's the best job that I've ever had, and I feel like I'm learning so much doing it. I'm just going to take this really small little brush now, and then one of the darker brown shades. This is in the shade Drip, and I'm just going to apply that to the outer corner of my eye. Someone has asked, why did you decide fashion? Which is a really good question, especially because my background was in law, which is so different to what I'm doing now. But I've always been into fashion in some kind of a way. Actually, years and years ago, I wanted to be a fashion designer, but I didn't really know anything about it. I just thought that would be fun. I think I watched a bit too much Devil Wears Prada and thought, oh, it would be like that. I could work in a cool magazine, or I could design clothes. But I mean, I would love to have my own clothing collection one day. That would be amazing. But I've always been into buying clothes and coming up with nice outfits. I think it's something that just makes me feel good. I also love it when you're searching for a specific item for your wardrobe and then you find the perfect one. I do think that's really, really satisfying. And that's why I did enjoy personal shopping so much, because some women would come in with really low self-esteem. They would cry, they would feel really shy and embarrassed. And then when I was able to find them pieces, they felt really confident. It literally changed their day. So it's amazing to see how something so artificial like clothing can completely transform someone's confidence. And I find that really, really rewarding. So I like doing that for myself and finding new outfits, but it's also really great when I'm able to share stuff with you guys and I get messages of people saying that they ordered something I recommended and they love it. So I think it's great to feel confident in what you're wearing, it's great to feel empowered, and clothing is a really great way to channel that. Right now we're going to do my eyelashes, and it is my trusty same mascara that I've been loving for, I think it's about 7 or 8 years, maybe even longer, and it's the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I don't really have a specific technique, and I do apply a lot of coats because I like my lashes to look as long as possible, and I do like to put a little bit on my lower lash line as well. So that is my skin makeup done, and now we're going to move on to the lip. I know I've already mentioned it in a recent video, so I won't go into too much detail, but I've been using the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner and lipstick in Pillow Talk. To finish off, I'm just going to apply some of my trusty Vaseline, and then I'm going to spray my face with my Ritual spray. I mentioned this in my recent favourites video, and it is just amazing. I absolutely love the smell. It's so nice. Right, let's do a couple more questions. Someone's asked, what coffee machine do I have? I'll insert a picture of it on the screen, but I believe it is the Magimix Nespresso, I don't know how to pronounce it, Citiz machine. I bought it on Amazon and it is really, really good. I absolutely love it. Having a coffee every morning is legit one of my favourite things to do. Someone has asked my everyday makeup favourites. You always look flawless. That is very lovely of you to say. Well, I hope this has answered all of your questions. Oh, somebody has asked, what perfume do you wear? Actually, that reminds me that I need to put on some perfume. This is the perfume that I've currently been loving. It is the YSL Black Opium, which is such a beautiful scent. It is like a very dark, rich, sweet scent. It's probably more suitable for wearing in the evening, but I have been really enjoying wearing this recently, and I used to wear it all the time a few years ago, so the smell is really taking me back to that time. I also love Chanel Paris, I think that's what it's called, or Coco Mademoiselle Paris. That is what I'm currently wearing. I will have that link below. Someone has asked, what's your favourite TV show? There are a few, so I'll have to list them for you. I think number one has to be Friends. I watch Friends every day. It is always on in the background. When I'm doing my makeup, when I'm getting ready, when I'm brushing my teeth or doing my braces, I'll always have something on. I love the US Office, and we have actually just started watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. In terms of more like serious TV shows, The Crown is fantastic. And the other show that I'm very excited for the new season to come out has to be Peaky Blinders. I think that comes out at the end of this month, so I'm very excited to watch that. Anyway, I'm just going to take out my hair clips and then I'm all done. But I hope you've enjoyed seeing what I use on those days where I wear makeup. I'll have all the items linked in the description box below, and please like and subscribe to see more videos coming very soon.